From gadgets to gears and from formulas to fun, it's all elementary for hundreds of Duval County Public School students.
It's all thanks to the second annual Elementary School Science Fair. Welcome to a new episode of Real School. I'm Joshua Pinckney.
And I'm Madeline Bryant. We'll have more on this exciting event in moments, but first, here's a sneak peek at what we're working on this next half hour.
Coming up on Real School, it's a special surprise for 5 fantastic teachers. Real School cameras are rolling as the finalists for the 2015 Teacher of the Year are revealed. See who tops the list next. Plus, these students are marching to the beat of their own drum and leading the way. Tune in to meet the leader credited with this big band turnaround at Southside Middle School.
And I'm Jacob Haig. I'll show you how one Duval County elementary school is building a better environment by building a brand new playground. Find out how next.
Sounds great, Jacob. Can't wait to hear it.
Now to our top story. Our elementary students are proving they have innovative ideas down to a science.
The evidence is in the district's second annual Elementary School Science Fair. Real School reporter George Boston joins us with a look at this event.
Talk about some major creativity and intelligence. These future scientists really outdid themselves, and I'm thinking we may have the next Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein in our midst. Say cheese! Meet Garrett and Kyle. These 5th graders from Bartram Springs Elementary School love baseball and want to stay safe while playing their favorite sport. They had a question about helmets.
Because we have a friend that suffered a concussion with baseball, and so we wanted to know what speed would help and how much damage it would do.
The pair put their questions to the test with a science fair project using baseballs, different helmets, and a pitching machine.
We learned that a helmet with foam will work better than the rest, and that you should always wear a helmet with foam when a ball is pitched at you.
Garrett and Kyle were among the finalists selected to present at the Duval County Public Schools Elementary Science Fair. More than 80 schools participated, each sending the top winners from their own science fairs. These entries are as creative and as diverse as our students.
This is the only opportunity, I believe, kids get an opportunity to express themselves without going through a curriculum made by adults who think they know what's best for kids. Sometimes we need to listen to the kids and see what their interests are.
From cooking with solar ovens to selecting the best laundry detergent, each project represented a question or a problem students researched and tested. Projects were judged, and students receiving the highest scores participated in interviews with judges.
It's really exciting, and it's kind of nervous because everybody talking and everybody around looking at your project.
One of the goals of this fair is to put science and STEM-based subjects in a fresh, fun new light. Students from across the district were invited to the Prime Osborne to view the projects as part of a special field trip day. The district also invited several local vendors with hands-on demonstrations.
We wanted students who didn't do a science fair project or normally not exposed to having the opportunity to come and have an opportunity and say, I would like to be a part of science fair next year. So we just want to give the kids that spark of interest.
There's no doubt that Duval students have plenty of chances to spark their interest and success in science.
And I just think kids have more curiosity in being able to express themselves. We give them that hope where they can focus on something that they like to do.
It's very fun and exciting. Once you do new experiments, you want to find out what happens next and what will happen.
And because with a good science teacher, we learn a lot.
Yeah, we have one of the best science teachers in the school, so we really like her.
A first, second, third, and grand prize winner was awarded at each grade level. Speaking of winners, the district also held the science fair for secondary students. The grand prize winner at the high school level was one of our very own Real School hosts, Madeline Bryant. Congrats, Madeline, and congrats to every single student who participated. Back to you guys.
Thanks, George, and congrats, Madeline.
Thank you. For our next story, we're seeing history come to life.
That's thanks to Dr. Robert Haling, a local civil rights activist who worked alongside Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Haling played a large role in the civil rights movement in St. Augustine. He visited students at both Westside and Raines High Schools to not only share his life experiences, but also to remind students of the responsibility they hold in carrying the torch for justice.
Dr. Haling also participated in a special recording of Duval County Public Schools podcast, Real Talk, in which he was joined by District 5 board member Dr. Constance Hall, former Senator Tony Hill, 3 Westside High School students, and a Westside educator.
If I only reached one student today, because we talked about blood, sweat, and tears, we find that social change takes place in increments. So sometimes you have to make moves and you have to load the cannon or what have you and everything, and then it will be fired generations later.
But it is possible for things to happen, and we are young, so we have the time, we have the energy to go out and put our energy into the community and actually make a difference.
Now, we head over to Palm Avenue Exceptional Student Center, where one teacher has turned the kitchen into a classroom.
Turns out, it's a real recipe for success. Real School reporter Jalen Gamble has more on what's cooking.
These students are not only serving up good food, they're learning important life and career skills and becoming seasoned pros. For every great dish, you've got to have the right ingredients.
What do I need in order to make it a taco soup?
Before students in Mrs. Nicole Scholl's class began preparing the meal, they made their list.
Javon, go find my next step.
Then they split into groups. Some scooped out sour cream for the soup, some set out the cheese and the chips, and others were in the kitchen cutting onions. Getting hungry yet? I am.
The students help plan everything. They get to help me choose the meals. Usually I'll pick like soups, and we'll pick 3 different soups, and they get to help me pick the soup we're going to make.
This class is part of Palm Avenue's Small Business Enterprise program, which helps 18 to 22-year-olds learn vocational skills. Students regularly hold fundraisers to help sustain the program. Today, the class is working on a taco soup fundraiser for teachers and staff.
We have been trying to cook as a chef. They are teaching us how to be responsible, show how to cook, and showing us what we can do in life so we can work things better.
Mrs. Scholl says getting to this point requires a 2-week process. First, students learn about the ingredients. Next, they go grocery shopping. Then, they cook the meal. And finally, they serve an estimated 50 guests.
What kind of things have you been learning?
About how to make taco soup and how to drown the beans.
It's teaching me how to be responsible, to show me that I can cook better.
So they always help as much as possible, and my goal is to get them as independent as possible on it.
Check out these photos of students serving up some hearty taco soup. Yum!
I feel wonderful.
How come?
Because it's fun and it's nice to share with other people that want to eat and, just have a good time.
I want to show others how much I learned about.
But it does build up their confidence level. Like some of mine can come in the kitchen and I can almost tell them to do something now, and they're able to do it for me.
Students in this class also learn about table settings and kitchen safety. What a great program. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Jalen, a high-ranking officer at a Duval County middle school, and developing a love for literacy.
It's just some of what you can expect next on Real School.
He's the highest ranking officer at NASJAX, and he's visiting our district's newest military leadership academy. Stay tuned to hear what valuable advice this captain is giving students. Plus, it's a new plan to improve early learning in some of our area's highest needs communities. It's called Happy Birthday Graduate, and we've got the details coming up next.
And I'm Barika Chum. I think it's time you get in tune within the exciting music program at Southside Middle School. I'll show you how one educator is bringing new life to the school's marching band. Stay here, Real School will be right back.
My name is Zeke. I'm a Duval County student. My life changed right here at SP Livingston Elementary School, where I started to believe in myself. My grades improved, and my attitude for learning did too. There's nothing I can't do. That's what Miss Brown has always told me. She inspires me. She cares for me. She's my role model. She's my teacher. The Quality Education for All initiative, changing students' lives like mine, one teacher at a time.
This journey has been 150 years in the making. Are you ready to make history? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You need to focus and work hard every day at everything you do. Together, we will achieve greatness. I promise you all this. Give me 100% and we will win. Who's with me?
Welcome back to Real School. March is Music in Our Schools Month.
Today, we're recognizing a teacher credited with turning around Southside Middle School's band. Real School anchor Borika Chim has the story.
Guys, listen to this. In less than a year, participation in the Southside Middle School band has grown by more than 1,000%. Sounds like this band is hitting all of the right notes. The room is silent, but in no time,
ready in, ready in, ready in.
Students are at attention, ready to play.
110% is what we strive for here, so discipline is the key.
Sounds great. This year, Southside Middle School's Band of Gold is bigger and stronger than ever, thanks to a big turnaround.
It's been a great experience because we made definitely a huge comeback from last year with only being 9 people, and now it's over 100.
Yep, you heard that right. Last year, this band had just 9 students, and this year, there are well over 100 students. So of course, the big question is, how did that happen? Band director Ernest Wade says he had to do some recruiting.
The problem was that the kids was like, well, we have never played an instrument before, you know, and I told them, well, I'll teach you from scratch. I'll teach you from, you don't have to have any or little experience. And once I opened that cabinet, a lot of kids was like, okay, I believe in it.
Wade says at first, the process proved to be a bit challenging, but it's easy to see their hard work is paying off.
What did you learn?
Saxophone.
And what was it like for you to learn an instrument for the first time?
I thought it was going to be difficult, but it was actually easy.
You may have noticed that every student is neatly dressed with shirts tucked in and closed-toed shoes. That's because Mr. Wade has made the Band of Gold about more than just music, but also about successful habits that will last a lifetime.
We train to be disciplined and dedicated to everything that we do. Therefore, when it comes to homework and school, we know what we're supposed to do.
That's the problem that we try to fix here, is making sure whatever you do in life, you have that work ethic, that drive that will motivate you through it all.
Thanks to that strong work ethic and lots of practice, Mr. Wade says his students are seeing lots of success in and out of the classroom.
There'll be ups and downs, but he'll still be by us either way.
We're here building a firm foundation that measures up to an A, and that's what the Band of Gold does. We exemplify high ideas of what this school stands for outside of just music.
Mr. Wade is proud to say that all of his students are excelling, and 10 of them are making straight A's. Sounds like these students are smart and talented. Best wishes to them. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Borika. Student leaders at the Joseph Stilwell Military Academy of Leadership were at attention as they welcomed a very special guest, the commanding officer of NAS Jacksonville.
Captain Roy Undersander shared with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students a powerful message about what it takes to succeed in school, in the military, and in life. He met with the group in the school's media center with a message titled Teamwork and Leadership for Life. Captain Undersander shared some of his personal experiences in the military and also encouraged students to remember the importance of working as a team.
He reminded students that whether they choose to go into the military, go to college, or enter a career, leadership skills, as well as a good attitude, are always key.
Real School cameras were in place as another group of leaders met at Terry Parker High School. That is, the Duval County School Board and the Jacksonville City Council.
The two groups came together to discuss a number of issues important to the students and the community. While there, they enjoyed a meal prepared by Terry Parker's culinary students.
They've been identified as 5 of the district's top teachers. Now, they're up for one of the district's biggest awards.
Praniti Kudre is here with what's next in our final stretch of Real School.
Hey guys, you don't want to miss this next story. We're taking you behind the scenes as these 5 outstanding educators learn that they are 2015 Teacher of the Year finalists. Watch their reactions and also hear from our current Teacher of the Year, Joseph Frenzel. Don't change the channel. Real School will be right back.
When I read, I shoot for the stars. As an astronaut aboard a spaceship. When I read, I learn ways I can keep my dog healthy, just like a veterinarian. When I read, I'm a firefighter. Feels great. Today's the day. When I read, my career is clear for takeoff. As a pilot, the sky's the limit.
VPK students develop literacy skills needed to become better readers. For a complete list of the Duval County Public Schools that offer VPK, go to duvalschools.org or call us at 904-390-2877.
There are more than 8,000 teachers in Duval County Public Schools, but only one can be named Teacher of the Year.
Real School anchor Praniti Kudra is here with the educators vying for the top prize.
Hey guys! We always love watching the surprised looks on these teachers' faces when they find out they've been named among the best in the district.
Now, top 5 finalists for Teacher of the Year in Duval County.
We tagged along as Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Nikolai Viti, personally congratulated and surprised each teacher. And just look at how happy they are. He was joined by members of the Jacksonville Public Education Fund, as well as our top dog and mascot, DJ. We had a chance to speak to each teacher, and they all agree. They're thrilled for the recognition, but the best prize of all is being able to do what they love. The 2015 Eddie Awards ceremony is Wednesday, March 11th at the Times Union Center for Performing Arts. Looks like the judges have a tough job. Best wishes to all 5. If anyone knows how these 5 finalists feel, it's our current Teacher of the Year, Joseph Frenzel. We're happy to welcome him on this episode of Real School. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
You went through the same selection process that these 5 finalists have been going through. What was it like to be chosen as a semifinalist and then a finalist?
On one hand, it's a bit nerve-wracking because it's a very long, kind of arduous process. But for me personally, I absolutely loved it. I ate it up. I love talking about school. I love talking about education. So when you're a semifinalist, you go through an interview process. So I really love that because you got to talk about what you do and issues going on in education. And then when you become a finalist, you get observed by the committee. And so I like showing off what I do and what my kids can do and being able to show off a higher level of math that's often not seen by people or really understood. So being able to show that to people and show what we do as a school and as a class was exciting for me.
Okay. We know to be selected for Teacher of the Year is a really big honor. So what have you been getting to do as Teacher of the Year?
Well, it's actually been very exciting and rewarding, and I'm very blessed to have been in the situation that I've been in the past year. Probably the coolest thing I was able to do was last month, myself and 11 others, we got flown out into the Atlantic Ocean, and we landed on the aircraft carrier, the USS Theodore Roosevelt, and we actually got to spend time on the aircraft carrier in and amongst the work that the sailors are doing. And it was so cool. We were actually on the flight deck. I mean, we saw planes landing and taking off right there in front of our eyes. And we got to see all the great young people who work in the Navy and serve our country so admirably and so wonderfully and so excellently. I mean, everything they did was spot on, perfect, and they really lived up to their great name and serving our country so well. And it was just exciting to be there and see all the interesting things that they do. We spent the night on the ship and really got to be in the work that they're doing on a daily basis. So it was really exciting to experience that.
What has being Teacher of the Year allowed you to do?
Well, one of those things I just mentioned was being on the aircraft carrier. I've done some work with some of the initiatives with the Jacksonville Public Education Fund, and I was also a part in selecting the new Teacher of the Year that's going to be announced in a few weeks. So it was interesting being on the other side of the table, being able to interview the semifinalists and being a part of observing the finalists in their classrooms and seeing what they do and being able to see how they showcase themselves and how they showcase their students. So it was really really interesting and fun being on the other side of the table as well.
Cool. So what advice do you have for these 5 finalists?
So the biggest advice I would give the finalists is on the night of the Eddie Awards, have fun and be relaxed. It goes by so quickly, it's gonna seem like a blur. And so even though this sounds cliche, be in the moment. Take everything in, don't miss anything, and be relaxed and have fun. And the one who is chosen as the Duval County Teacher of the Year, as soon as you're done giving your speech, it's gonna be a whirlwind for about a month, so don't get overwhelmed, don't get frustrated. Again, have fun with everything and take it all in and take everything one step at a time and just enjoy the year, because this is something that will never happen to you again, so have fun.
All right, thanks again for joining us.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Praniti. It's estimated that less than half of all children in the U.S. between birth and the age of 5 are being read to by their parents daily.
But a new district program aims to curb those statistics by bringing a love of reading into some of Duval County's highest need homes. It's called Happy Birthday Graduate. Starting next school year, care coordinators from the Northeast Florida Healthy Start Coalition will disseminate these future graduate bags to newborn babies and families living in Health Zone 1. The bags are full of toys and activities to help their babies develop oral and language skills.
This all stems from an early childhood grant program awarded by the Community Foundation for Northeast Florida, and with the support of a number of partners. That includes Baptist Health, the University of North Florida, Nemours Bright Start, Jacksonville Jaguars, the Early Learning Coalition, and the Northeast Florida Healthy Start Coalition.
The research found that there was a 30 million word gap between those families of low socioeconomic status and those of their more affluent peers. We notice it as well as babies come into us in Duval County Public Schools. So we want to ensure that families in low socioeconomic areas are preparing their children for literacy very early on by exposing them to books and having rich conversations with their children every day.
From slides to swings to seesaws, school playgrounds serve as a much-needed place for students to run and play.
But imagine a school without a playground. That was the case for Long Branch Elementary, but not anymore. Real School reporter Jacob Haig has details.
Guys, what's incredible about this story is that building this playground didn't take days, months, or even years. Volunteers got this playground up in one day. With dancing, a DJ, signs, and balloons, it looks like a big party is taking place here at Long Branch Elementary School. While this may not be a birthday party, it is a celebration.
If you have a smiley face, you're going to be working with Kim and Ted.
The birth of a new project at one of the district's oldest elementary schools.
When we talk about the whole child, we talk about developing the child not just academically, but emotionally and physically. And this is an opportunity to help the children here at Long Branch and our community here on the east side.
District 4 board member Paula Wright was one of several speakers on hand for the opening ceremony. More than 150 volunteers from CarMax, Communities and Schools, and Duval County Public Schools came together to build the school's first playground in 12 years. The funds come thanks to Kaboom, a national nonprofit organization that helps schools build playgrounds.
It's been very exciting. This is 6 weeks worth of planning. Once we got the grant, it was very fast-paced, but we've had some invaluable partners come on board.
Following the ceremony, volunteers split up into groups. Each group had different responsibilities, and in no time, they were drilling, digging, painting, organizing, and building.
Our whole focus is on children's healthy living, and this gives us a great opportunity to work with Kaboom and local communities to build playgrounds for children, which is what we love to do.
Principal Vivica Brown tells us the school began planning for the playground before the holiday season. Students, parents, and community members all shared in the design.
They wanted to be able to move. They designed the type of slides and just had conversation of what they wanted it to feel like and look like from those designs, as well as we had a parent night and our community was able to come in and share what they would like to see, the elements of play.
The ideas were sent into Kaboom, and Kaboom then came up with 3 different drafts. Students and community members voted, choosing a winning design.
It's just a great opportunity for the community to come and work together, and they're excited and passionate about what they're doing for kids.
After a day's worth of hard work, here are the final results. Long Branch Elementary officially has a new playground.
I was talking with one of our associates, Danae, who grew up in this neighborhood, and she really just said, this is just going to be so wonderful for children to play, so we feel great. And we love helping, giving back to the communities we're in.
When they were planning this playground, students had some interesting ideas, like rocket launchers or water slides. Maybe they didn't get all that, but they sure did get a lot to enjoy. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jacob. And thanks for watching this episode of Real School.
We'll see you the first Sunday of April when we debut a new episode. Until then, have a great day.
All right, here we go. Big smile. 3, 2.
Sorry. I just had this random thought.
First and grand prize was... I keep saying and. Okay, I got it.
Captain Roy Undersander shared with 6... I always mess up on Undersander. I'm like, oh.
So you got it, but you should feel your...
And I'm Jacob Haig.
Thanks, Barika. Students, leaders... Thanks, Barika. Student leaders at just... Oh my gosh, man.
Just
by building a brand new playground. Found out...
Wait, go. Okay.